In this episode, I interview Clickfunnels Dream Car winner Rachel S. Lee, and she talks about how she used to sell programs for $497, but now she does high-ticket coaching and consulting, making thousands in the same amount of time or less. Here's how she did it. I've spent the last 5 years learning from the most brilliant entrepreneurs today, and now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build $1 million business. The real question is, what does it take to become a successful entrepreneur and create financial freedom? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share insights from world-class entrepreneurs to grow my online business and create a community of raving fans. My name is Brendan McCauley, and this is Growing Entrepreneur. Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome to the Growing Entrepreneur podcast. Great to have you here, and I am really excited for this high quality, just unbelievable person. I can't say enough good words about her, Rachel S. Lee. I got the privilege to actually meet her probably like close to about a year and a half ago. We went up to Orlando. I got to really know her as a person. What is she into? The kind of value she brings, and there's just a ton of like massive gold nuggets that she's going to throw on here, especially as you're just maybe making that transition out of that 9-to-5. Getting into coaching, speaking, training, and you want to kind of get into like that course realm. What does that look like? How do you do that? What are the tips, to the techniques, the strategies, and really how do you, instead of setting like low end offers, go for like more that high ticket? And that's a lot of what Rachel's really mastered. She's done that tremendously well, has a group that is solely dedicated to that. So if that's something that you're looking to do, this is definitely an episode that you don't want to miss a part of. Rachel, thank you so much for hopping on here. Truly appreciate it. This is actually our second interview. So this is round 2 in a more COVID kind of environment. So I think this will be very applicable for everyone that's watching.
Yeah, thank you so much. Wow, you got such a podcaster voice.
Thank you. I practice the podcasting voice.
Yeah, it's so good. And yeah, I actually said to Brendan, I was like, can we just re-record this training too? Because like I'm making a lot more money now and I got a lot more things I can share with them, with the people listening to help them grow their business.
Absolutely. So I know last time we talked, you originally, especially when you were in that, you got the, the 2 Comma Club Award, you were the Dream Car winner. So, you had that one main focus of that beforehand, but I think just as you've grown, you really made that transition and straight into high ticket coaching. So can you give us like a breakdown? What does that look like?
Yeah. I mean, before I was really doing like funnel builds for people. That's where the 2 Comma Club came from. Then I got into affiliate marketing. So that's like when we last interviewed, it was a lot about affiliate marketing. I was making commissions off of softwares and courses, but I was also selling some of my own courses. I was just selling them for kind of cheap, for like $97, $200, $500. And I just could not understand how people were selling these like $997 courses.
Yeah.
But then I also saw people selling things for $5,000, and I'm like, how do you do that? So I invested to learn, and I learned, and it's just way better. It's just way better. So now I'm helping coaches, course creators, consultants to get clients to fill their group with clients to break out of one-to-one. I can still take on some one-to-one, but I'll help them get some high-ticket one-to-one clients, or better yet, fill a group program where it's like a course, but you add on coaching. And that's why I was stuck at low ticket courses, because I didn't include the coaching, and now I do. And I help people to enroll clients into their program, and I teach them how to do that.
Awesome. Okay. So in your group right now, how many people would you say that you currently have in there?
We have 40 clients right now, 40 high clients right now.
All right. So, and that's, I'd imagine, enough for you to be able to stay on top of it. I know I've been in your group since, it's probably like a year and a half that I've met you. So like I've really seen that kind of like scale and grow and go from there. And it looks like you even have a few other people that are on your team that really help you to fulfill all that and to make that happen, right?
Yeah. Well, you're in my free group. And I think, before I had this other free group and it was built up to like 5,000 people, but I started a new free group and we're at like 1,400 people. I really try to keep the free group size kind of small even, because for me, it's not, can I get a bunch of people in? And again, I don't want this to be all about money. I mean, I love talking about.
Yeah, that's why we get the business up and running. And it is to help people, but
it is to help people, and leads are important. Sales is important. Conversions is important. But like, I would rather have high conversion rates and know that like if a precious lead comes into my audience, I don't want to ignore them. I want to get to know them, know who they are, know their name, know their goals, know their struggles, and possibly enroll them into my program versus
Sure.
like, oh, I got thousands and thousands of people in the group. Maybe one will buy. Like it's much more of a high touch approach to enroll people into high ticket.
Yeah. So, and I know that's definitely something you'd always worked on, and especially because we had conversations when I got a chance to meet you in Orlando, like, hey, why did you guys buy? Like, what did you like about it? And I know you've been doing this research over a period of time. So I think for that person that's trying to figure out, how do I charge something like that? Like, obviously you've gone through the training. So without spewing everything, because I know this is what you teach your clients and people that you work with, could you kind of give maybe like a brief overview or like a 30,000 foot view to say like, here's really how you make that jump and why it's so important?
Yeah, I mean, a huge shift is not calling your course a course, not worrying about a course, not worrying about recording a course and then selling it, but selling your consulting first, selling your coaching first, selling your package, your program as a coaching or consulting program,
Mm-hmm.
and then you start adding in the trainings as you go. So when I first launched this program, 10 months ago, I just launched it with nothing and I got 8 people in at 5K a piece.
Congratulations.
I mean, you offer payment plans and that helps you to increase your monthly recurring revenue. So you have, you're not starting each month off at zero.
Mm-hmm.
And it just over time, there's a bunch of trainings in the course portal, but I've built them out over time. So you can definitely launch your program, have no trainings in there and just coach people and teach people live as you build it out.
Got it. Okay. And I want to dive into that for a second because I think most people, especially when they hear online course and they see people that have like online courses, there's I think usually the first mistake is that they go in, they create all this stuff, don't do any research, shoot it out there, then there's crickets. And then there's the next piece, which is, all right, well, let me do some research, start bringing people in there, and I'll kind of build out my course as I do it with them. And then you turn that into like a sold product. And it sounds almost like what you're saying, you don't even call it a course per se, but it's more, here's the actual consulting package, here's like the whole group and everything that goes with it, which sounds like almost, I won't say revolutionary idea, but definitely not mainstream.
It's just flipping it on its head. People struggle so hard to sell their $47 course,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, we didn't have to do that all along. We could have just done coaching. We could have just brought people in a Zoom room and actually personally helped them and
Mm-hmm.
charged way more. And I like this model way more than courses. I like this model way more than one-to-one client work, than done for you work. When you do this model and you're coaching people live in a group setting, live trainings, live Q&A, live one-on-one laser sessions, people can get different turns, then your time is so freed up. Like I only do one live training in my group a week
Okay.
for about an hour with like live training with Q&A, and then one group coaching call an hour a week. And so I spend 2 hours a week on my fulfillment. Like sometimes I'll spend a little extra time recording some recording trainings or brainstorming, but most of my time is focused on marketing and sales, and just like now I can focus on being the best salesperson that I
Mm-hmm.
can.
Which I'm sure is putting out additional content and just giving away free lead magnets and stuff like that to bring people in. Is that?
Not too much, because if you just keep giving free lead magnets, you're just going to keep giving free lead magnets. Like you
Okay.
want to get people on the phone. So there's ways to do that. A lead magnet is a way. Mostly though, I'll do live trainings, not too
Mm-hmm.
many of them, but I'll go live once a week for 30 minutes in my group. I'll do a live webinar maybe once a month. I'll do a live challenge every 6 weeks. And those are the main methods to enroll clients, getting people on the phone on a strategy session.
Okay.
When people buy high ticket, they want to typically talk to you. Your funnel isn't going to sell your 5K, 10K program for you. They want to talk to you.
Sure.
Or a webinar to then book calls, or like an extended webinar, which is like a 5-day live challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You do the 5-day live challenge, you could send people straight to the order form and buy, or get them on the phone. So this last challenge that I just wrapped up, we had 9 new clients come in.
Wow. And that's so from a high ticket perspective, correct?
Yeah, so 9 times a $5,000 program. which
Okay.
is not like the best numbers in the world. Honestly, I'm hard on myself. I'm like, I should be having 6-figure launches. Like, this is stupid.
Uh,
But, you gotta be okay with where you're at.
well, and I will say, especially when you're right in the middle of it and you're doing like a million things, like a million miles an hour, and you're doing this, doing this, doing this. So I think sometimes it can be challenging to actually see how far we've gotten almost until you like stand back and you're like, wow, okay, that compared to where I was at 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago, like it winds up being leaps and bounds. And sometimes it even takes like that outside source I even had a couple phone calls this week. Is like, dude, like you're doing phenomenal, keep it up. And in my eyes, I'm like, okay, like I want this to go faster. Like I want it, I just want to have like more impact and do all this. So that's I get that.
That's why I said we got to redo this interview. Like everything has changed.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So you have your 9 new clients. So when you put them into a high ticket coaching system like that, so you have your 2 touch points per week.
That's with me. So what another thing about this program model is you want it to be a rolling admissions model. There's never everyone has to start at the same time and then finish at the same time. My program is 6 months long. It used to be 12 months long. I brought it down to 6. I feel good about 6. I recommend for my clients to have their program be 3 to 12 months long.
Okay.
I feel good with 6 months, and people are joining during the launches or in between launches just from sales calls, and they start with where they're at. What I do though to catch a lot of people are like, oh, I'm behind everyone else, I need to catch up. I'll do a few extra bonus trainings for the new people, like a few extra bonus I'm doing 2 bonus workshops for the new people. It was a bonus though. It was like a get in during this launch bonus because the doors never actually closed. So I can't say like doors closed, but you can do urgency and scarcity by saying get in by Tuesday because the bonuses disappear.
Sure.
And then I have other coaches. So I have a copywriting coach on Tuesdays. I have a launch management coach. My launch manager coaches on Wednesdays, and then I have a sales and marketing coach on Thursdays. So every day of the week there's coaching calls, but I don't have to go to them all.
So was that a joint venture that you did with these people? Is that just outsourced work that are like they're really good in that lane?
When I first started the program, it was just me. I was showing up 3 times a week.
Okay.
Then I brought in 2 people that I've worked with before to coach. And then I recently took out my 3rd call and brought in the copy coach, and everyone has their own deal pay structure. I mean, I feel like I pay them fair enough, but it doesn't take a huge cut out of the profit margins at all.
Sure. Okay. So then you basically, in terms of like the system and the support and everything else, I want to get to that part. I think the one biggest hurdle is right now someone's listening to that going like, okay, that's great. That sounds ideal. Like that's the kind of area I want to get in. How do you justify that price point? Because that I think can be a huge hurdle for a lot of people, especially when they're brand new.
Yeah. Well, I don't say you have to start off at 5K or anything. We'll be raising mine soon, but I would say at least start off at $2,000. And if you want, how your program looks in the beginning, it changes as it grows. So when you first launch it, you might just have one person in. They're basically getting one-on-one coaching. 1, 2, or 3 times a week. Then you get another person in. Now it's 2-to-1 coaching, and not everyone shows up to the calls. I don't have 40 people showing up to the calls. I got 8 people showing up. Not everyone shows up. So, you'll get your first few people in, then you'll have 10 people in, then soon you'll have 20, and it just keeps growing. And as it just keeps growing, that's when you can extend the length of the calls, bring in extra office hours. Everyone in my program has a one-on-one accountability coach.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, so those coaches do also host those calls. So as it grows, if we need to bring in extra calls from the accountability coaches, we will. Mine has a lot of support. Yours doesn't have to have a lot of support, but that's another way to justify the price. And then another thing for the price is it is your confidence in it. It is. Gotta be confident.
Well, I mean, you've also, and not to dissuade somebody from wanting to do this, but you've also had a pretty strong YouTube presence over a number of years. So people have gotten to already know, like, and trust you, and you built up a relationship.
Yeah. And see, when I first launched the program, that's the things I was teaching. I was saying, join my high ticket I didn't say high ticket program, but join my program and I will teach you how you can do YouTube. I'll teach you how you can do Facebook groups. I'll teach you like social media marketing, growing your email list. So I was teaching what I knew. Now that I know how to fill a group program, it's transitioned, it's pivoted into teaching other people how to grow a group program.
Mm-hmm.
But in the beginning, it wasn't, oh, I'll teach you how to grow a group program, because I didn't have a group program.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the cool thing about a program too, is as you get better, you make it better. It doesn't have to be in the business niche. It doesn't have to be in the marketing niche. It could be health coaching. It could be relationship. It could be mindset. It could just be accountability, hitting your goals, life coaching.
Yeah.
Those are typically the big ones, like business, marketing. And some people are like do real estate, or they'll do business to coach real estate agents or real estate investing, fitness, health, keto, life coaching, mindset coaching.
All the main ones.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of different niches that are profitable coaching niches.
Cool. Okay. So in terms of like the whole setup and structure to make sure you can stay on top of this, because obviously you got a lot of balls that are coming in, right? So, hey, we got 9 new clients. We have 2 new clients. How do you organize a structure, especially as somebody who's relatively new, that if they're, so it's not like mind overload of how do I just make all this run?
Yeah, I mean, I always say you're not going to get what you can't handle. You'll get what you can handle.
Uh-huh.
So I got 9 clients because that's what I can handle, I guess, like new ones. Although I would like to have launches where we're bringing in 50 new clients at once, and that needs systems. You need systems, and the systems get built over time. You can learn the systems through trial and error, or you can learn the systems by paying a mentor to teach you the systems.
Sure.
So I didn't figure this out on my own. I invested in different programs and in different mentors to learn. We keep track of all of our clients on a ClickUp. It's a project management tool, and we have everyone's name. We have all their notes. We have all the dates that they were last contacted, that they last did their one-on-one call. We put notes on them. Are they having a hard time? Are they doing really well? Who do we need to give extra, do we need to intervene on anyone just to extra support them? So there's organization systems. We have a private Facebook group. That's where everyone can network, and we'll post announcements, and we do the coaching in Zoom, but we'll stream it into the group. And then the course content, like the trainings, I used to just keep them in the Facebook group in the unit section, but now that I have a sizable amount, multiple modules, it's in its own members portal.
Got it. Okay. Do you mind sharing that members portal? Do you have one in particular that you recommend, or where should someone start?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right, cool.
There's so many.
I know. There's always a ton.
ClickFunnels. You can just use the one built in ClickFunnels.
Okay. All right.
There's so many. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I could think of 5 at least, or between 5 and 10 off the top of my head.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So somebody comes in, they like this, they can actually get over the pricing hurdle. They believe enough in themselves, or even started off maybe $497, something just to get them in there to start getting it up. Do you have a threshold they should start at?
$1,500 minimum. You're giving them, your first client is a one-on-one client. You're giving them one-on-one support, one-on-one calls. You gotta charge your worth. This is your time, right? In the beginning, when it is only a few clients, it is a time for money trade. After you start getting more and more clients, now you're really leveraging your time, scaling your time.
Got it.
So $1,500 minimum, because they get so much personal support. And it doesn't you don't have to just have the group calls. You can include one-on-one. So as a bonus right now for my clients, they do get 2 30-minute one-on-one calls with me to use throughout the program. But I can remove that at any time, or reduce it to 1 or reduce it to none. So a group, I don't really like to promote it as a group program. It's just a program. It's a program that just so happens to have a networking group you can network with and mastermind with. It just so happens to have coaching calls that have a one-on-one laser sessions,
right?
But everyone can listen on everyone else being coached. It just so happens there's a course in my program. It just so happens you get a one-on-one accountability coach in my program. It just so happens I've added in one-on-one coaching. You just keep stacking the value.
Yeah.
You want to keep stacking the value, and it's your program. Your
So
signature program. learn.
As far okay, well, and that was actually the point I wanted to get at. So in terms of you creating your quote unquote signature program, I know you said yours has been modified, tweaked, worked over time, totally transitioned from creating your own group to now showing others how to do that. If somebody says, like, I really don't know where to start in terms of like creating my own content or what that build out looks like, what would be like your number one recommendation of start here, just so they have like some kind of platform to go off of?
I mean, you can join my free Facebook group, and I go live every week, and I do a live training every
Mm-hmm.
week. So you can watch some of my free trainings, hop on a call with me.
Mm-hmm.
I do like live challenges where I teach this. I have this live challenge I do every 6 to 8 weeks where I teach a lot of this stuff. I do webinars where I teach this. So
You had one called okay. You had one called the Pop Challenge, I think it was, right?
yeah, profitable online programs. I might change it to premium online programs. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a 5-day challenge. I teach you all this stuff. You can hop on my YouTube. There's some trainings on this stuff to if you're interested in getting started. I was like stuck, for a few years on I couldn't sell anything for more than like $500. I just didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't see how I can inch my way up, do something for $9.97. And then I just after I learned, I jumped straight into the 5K, and like there's no going back.
Yeah, because I've heard that from so many other people. They say like once you reach that threshold and that just becomes your new standard, like just the thought of doing anything less than that, just not happening.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a low ticket self-liquidating offer funnel. It's like a $27 course with upsells,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just to liquidate my ad spend and bring leads of buyers into my audience. So in my Facebook group, there's a ton of people that have already like pulled up their credit card, and those are my hottest leads to then upgrade into the actual program.
Got it. Okay. So you said the high ticket coaching that you have now, that's your 6-month program. In terms of like another tier on top of that, do you plan on adding anything else?
So, I mean, the tier on top of it right now is one-on-one coaching, and I have some one-on-one coaching clients, and I'm available to take some more. But eventually I'm going to launch a level 2, which will be more of a CEO mastermind after you start hiring. So like level 1 impact is focused on sales, like getting it going and having consistent sales coming in. And we help you hire a little bit and build a team. But soon enough, I'm going to launch a CEO mastermind where I'll really help people scale and build their team and their sales team. So you have other people selling for you.
Very cool. Okay. And actually, so that was makes for a great transition. So in terms of things that you need to roll this out successfully, what does something like that look like? Because I mean, obviously you have people on your team that help, you have a couple of other assets.
You don't need any of that. You don't need it in the beginning. You need an audience. You need some people. I really recommend having a free private Facebook group to market in.
Okay.
You can market on your actual Facebook profile to your friends on Facebook. And it's okay to do that. But if someone's in your Facebook group, they've raised their hand and voluntarily opted into your Facebook group and said, I need help. And they're looking up to you as the leader. And there's just so many cool things you can do in Facebook groups to enroll clients. So I keep most of my attention on marketing to my Facebook group and talking to the members in my free Facebook group.
Got it. Yeah. And I think in your free Facebook one now, what do you say you have at least 5,000 or something to that extent?
No, my old one, I had 5,000. I started a new one. There's a little over 1,400. I'm going to start deleting people. I just I just want to keep it
fresh.
Keep it like high quality leads in there. So I don't even want more leads. I have so many people in there that I need to just talk to more, DM them more, tag them in my videos, get them to come to my webinars, participate. And I'm not saying that you don't want to like not have a big audience, but if you already have an audience and you're just not nurturing them enough, like you don't need more people.
Yeah, you just got to leverage the audience that you already have, build that relationship, and then just say, "Hey guys, here's what I have." Because I remember I know Alex Elliott. She does what is it, the one challenge away or one group away? Yeah. So she, I've seen some of her videos, and she talks all about just leveraging that power of having a Facebook group and really what you can do with that and how you can scale. So for your Facebook group, in terms of your success, where would you say, like on a 1 to 10, that has really helped you get to that next level? Has been like most of your focus there? Has it been YouTube driven? Has it
No,
been?
I don't really do YouTube too much. It's just I go live once a week in my group for 30 minutes. I post in my group once a week. I am in contact with all my group members, not
Mhm.
all of them, not all 1,400, but I'm trying. I got so many and I book calls with them. I have them come to my webinars, book more sales calls, come to my live challenges, go straight to the order form, or get on a quick call with them. Just rinse and repeat.
Okay. And then that's been enough to start churning it up. And then as far as taking it to the next level, is it more ad spend? Is it more
Yes,
members? Is it, what
yeah,
is it?
it's a mix. It's podcast, going on podcasts, getting
Uh-huh.
visible, doing organic methods,
Putting your
sure.
beautiful face all over the podcast.
Yeah, being seen, organically. People just join from the
Mhm.
SEO from the group, and then ads. Yeah, so you can run ads. I have ads to my self-liquidating offer, so I'm
Mhm.
getting leads and buyers. But you can also run ads just promoting the group, or promoting a lead magnet. Then there's the group, or promoting the live challenge. Then they join the group.
Got it.
Many ways to do it, and sometimes I'll have ads on, sometimes I don't.
Mhm.
That's the cool thing, is you can control your traffic flow and your lead flow with the ads.
Sure. So let's just say someone's got that all up and running. In terms of a free challenge or a free offer, would you say like 5 days is a pretty solid way to go to like get people in and enrolled and into it?
Yeah, I mean, a 5-day challenge, the way that I do it and I teach people to do it, is really a 9-day challenge.
Mhm.
So it's like 5 core days and then 4 bonus days, but you open cart on day 4.
Okay.
So you really have 6 days of open cart. You'll get a few buyers right then and there that very first day, and then most of the buyers come in the last 48 hours.
Okay, so just so I understand the workflow and whoever's listening like has an idea on how to set this up. So that 5-day challenge, that's to anybody outside of your Facebook group, and then you bring them into the group to do the challenge there, or what's the setup? What does that look like?
We promote it in the group. We promote it to the email list. I'll post it on Facebook, post it on Instagram.
Mhm.
We'll run ads, some usually too, get as many people registered as possible. And there's different ways that we get them to show up to the live videos and make it all the way till, at least I want them to come to day 4 to hear the pitch.
Sure. So then your pitch is to get them into the high paying ticket one at the end of the
straight to
day.
order form, go sign up, or if you need a call, hop on a call with me or someone on the team too.
Got it. All right. So everything's basically all aiming towards that high ticket funnel. That is it. And then that's really the main thing you're promoting.
I've considered maybe like a $97 paid workshop, which I would still then sell at the end of the high ticket program. I've considered a $500 4-week boot camp to then upgrade people into the high ticket, but it's just not needed. It's really not needed. It's doing the challenges, the webinars, and then a few other strategies I use.
Got it. So keeping it pretty simple, high ticket, and just give them as much value as humanly possible.
No, not as much as possible. No, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to coach for free in your group. You want to have a nice mix of value and sales.
Okay. So then like when you have a 5-day group, if somebody's asking, well, how much do I give? How much do I not give? Because like you want it to make it something that's like, wow, this is awesome. I love what this person has. But then kind of like how do you base that threshold?
I mean, on a challenge, on days 1, 2, and 3, it's like value days, but you're talking a lot about mindset. A lot of it's breaking beliefs and objections. So it's still part of your sales presentation. You just haven't opened the cart yet. Day 4, you still give some value, but then you're selling. Day 5, you still give some value, but you're selling. And then the last 4 bonus days, you also give some value, but you're still full on pitching every single day.
Got it.
So it does take some energy. It takes some time. My live streams tend to be kind of long, like about an hour. Usually don't have to be an hour, but like it's about 50% value, 50% sales.
Okay.
Well, honestly, it's like 40% value, but it's more in the beginning. And then once you're an open cart, you're pushing, you're posting about your offer, you're emailing, you're dropping so many testimonials, you're doing client interviews, interviewing your clients, social proof, you're having your clients go live and say how great your program is, how great you are. and not everyone stays till the end, of course, but the ones that are still in the game and stay till the end are the ones that end up joining.
Okay. So I'd imagine before, just to kind of like go through the whole process and the workflow. So you have that 5 day, or I should say 9 day, and then that's a pitch and it gets them into the high ticket. But that high ticket, I'd imagine you've had to kind of craft that out to really understand what that journey is going to be, to say, okay, here's my 5K. Over the next 6 months, here's exactly what you're going to learn. And it's very specified to try and get them the best results possible. Is that
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things. You talk about the benefits, you talk about the features. Actually, the last challenge I did, it wasn't a private group, it was in a pop-up group.
Okay.
So it wasn't in my big group. I'll kind of alternate. My next one I'll probably do in the big group, but this one, it was in a group of 350 people and 9 people joined. So it was a 2.5% conversion rate, which is pretty good for high tickets, like normal for me. I would like to get it, to 5% conversion rate, but so that was good. I kind of liked that small group because it was pretty intimate, 350 people. You could really get to know people easily and not be overwhelmed with like a ton of people.
Yeah, so it's certainly manageable, and you can really still get that kind of like one-on-one interaction.
But there's a lot of ways to sell. I mean, you're selling for 6 days straight and you pull out all the different cards.
So in terms of like when you're selling and all the tools and everything you're using, from a selling perspective, if you had to give maybe like, your top 1 or 2 or 3 strategies of like, okay, approach it this way, don't do it this way. Like, what are like the don't do's?
Well, for the do, I do like a benefit sandwich. So you really talk about the benefits, then you could talk about the features and the stack, but then you talk about the benefits again, the end result they're going to get. For a don't, a don't would be like don't only talk about the stack and the features. You're going to get this many calls. You're going to get this Facebook group. You're going to get this training, that training, that training. People don't really care about what they're going to get logistically. They want to know, what result am I going to get? How am I going to transform? How is this going to change my life? So like, you got to really talk about the benefits of the benefits, how your life is going to change, paint the picture.
Got it. So then they really can see that in my future. Okay, if I pay XYZ dollar, then here's ideally what I'm going to wind up getting out of it.
Yeah, because the value of the offer in their head needs to be greater than the price.
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as full completion, a whole cycle of people that have gone through, how many people have you had gone through the full 6-month program, or are they still in the middle of completing that?
Well, when I first launched it, it was a 12-month program. So the 12 months isn't up yet.
Okay.
So for 6, it hasn't been finished yet since people started at 6. I launched it at 12, and then I kind of felt like it's kind of long. So
okay.
Brought it to 12.
So for the ones that have kind of made it, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, well, I'm just saying now it's
got it. So shortened. So for the people
who started out at 12 are still on the 12 plan.
Okay. So for those that have been going through it and staying consistent and actually doing the work and showing up for calls and all the important stuff, what would you say has maybe been like some of the biggest changes for somebody that's willing to invest like that and go through a program and really, dive in deep?
It's just a whole new world. You're surrounding yourself with like-minded people. You stop playing small. You stop freaking out. How am I going to sell my $97 course, my $47 course? And you play a whole different ball game. Your price is your positioning. So all my clients immediately need to have an identity shift and turn into someone that's high end. And a lot of times growing up, we're not used to being high end. If we grew up in with our family and needed to struggle for money, and even if you're still struggling with money, it's a decision, a mental shift, an identity shift. Like, I am high end. I'm an expert. I'm a high end consultant. I'm a premium consultant. I work with premium clients. I play a premium game. I have premium friends, premium colleagues. We do premium high return on investment activities. And it's work every day. I try to work on myself every day too. How can I excel and not be perfect, but strive for more excellence?
I think so. If nothing else, that shift in mindset, even if you know all the tools, even if you have all the, the techniques and whatever else, if that part is not there, any course that I've ever gone through, if it was one that I really respected and had 5-star reviews, mindset is always first and foremost the biggest thing. And even on the last interview you and I had, you harped on mindset and just how important it was. And I completely agree. The second you identify I am, and then that kind of person afterwards, like you said, whole brand new world opens, and it's incredible. And you're totally right.
I am rich. I am high end. I am high class.
Mm-hmm.
And then you stand so behind your price point too. Like, I think my program is cheap for what it is. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to raise it soon. And you need to have that confidence with your program. You got to, and if you feel like, okay, it's not worth that, you got to ask yourself, what can I do to make it worth that? Do I need to work closer with the clients I have? Do I need to record some specific trainings?
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to bring in another coach or an accountability coach? Like, what can I change and pivot in my offer to justify that, so to raise the value of it, so I can feel good about the price.
Right. So it's almost becomes like a no-brainer when you get off the phone of like, okay, if this person doesn't accept that, like they are so getting so much more value than what they're having to pay for.
Yeah. And you need, and of course, you're not going to try to sell to someone you really don't think is a good fit. But if you really feel like, oh, this is my program and my consulting, my coaching, it could change their life, then it's your duty to share it with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even getting over the price point is one piece, and then the other part is you'll have a lot of people that say, well, I don't like to sell, or I don't like sales, or it's like I want to be able to coach, I want to be able to help people, but trying to step over that barrier I know can be a big challenge for people just because they feel like they're coming off like salesy or sleazy or
I mean, yeah, I get it. My target market already is into sales. They already know they want to sell. I could make free content teaching you like why you should be a salesperson.
mhm,
I don't even want to. I want to speak to the people that they already want to be a good salesperson. They just want to increase their sales skills, which is a learned skill. You can learn to be better at sales. Like,
mhm.
I'm already just so passionate about sales. I would prefer to be attracting other people that are passionate about sales too. But for those of you that are like, I don't want to sell, I don't even want to convince you why you need to sell.
It
Yeah.
just it's a natural part of it. It has to happen.
Why do you hate selling? That's what I would ask. Why do you not want to sell? I want to be the best saleswoman I can be.
Hmm.
My
Well,
dream.
and I mean, obviously, you've done plenty in your past to show that you're pretty damn good at it. And you know what you're talking about. So obviously, that's why people come to you. So for someone that's getting up and running, in terms of like getting in your group, that would probably be like a great start one. Step one, they can get in, they can see what you have, and possibly hop into a 5-day pop challenge or a 9-day challenge. And then if they're at that point ready, willing to hop in, go for a full blown 6 month coaching package with you.
Yep.
That's a beautiful value ladder. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, if some people are like, well, I don't know what I'm going to coach on. I don't know what I'll help people with. And I always say you can start off you have an accountability program. You help people set goals and then help them reverse engineer how they'll reach their goals and hold them accountable. People pay for accountability.
Yeah.
People pay for a sounding board.
I love it. And I mean, it's simple enough to do. It doesn't require a ton of technical knowledge other than maybe being able to hop on a Zoom, have your Facebook group or some, basic software that you can get up and running. That's quick enough to put into play. And if you can stand by and justify your prices, then I think that's a fantastic start.
Yes.
So any other golden nuggets or anything that you throw out towards somebody that's considering the high ticket coaching that maybe we haven't covered or gone over or heads up on?
I would say, like, if you're just hearing about it for the first time, don't think like, oh, I can't do that because that's too expensive. Like, I need to work my way up. I need to struggle with whatever I'm struggling with for longer. I need to struggle with my affiliate marketing business for longer. I need to struggle with my low ticket courses for longer. I need to struggle with my network marketing company for longer. I need to struggle with my freelance done for you business for longer. It's like, if you think that high ticket consulting is a career path you would like to get into, then get serious about it. Study it, research it, find out more about it. And it's all a choice. it's all a choice to what circles you want to run in.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome. So thank you very much. Always dropping golden nuggets anytime I talk to you, or if it's on YouTube or whatever it is. There's always something that, I'll learn from you. There's always something that I think anyone, guys, if you're listening to her, just type in Rachel S. Lee. You'll see a million things pop up, pictures, videos, photos, what she's doing, Comic Club Award winners, hanging out with guys, like Russell Brunson. Oh, by the way, I think I got Steve Larson on my podcast next week, so I'm excited about that. And Doug agreed to hop on too. So I was like, yes, cool, we'll get him. But anyways, look, awesome. I'm going to put all of your links. We'll make sure we get everything in the bio section, in the show notes. We'll get all the details. And guys, also, if you want to reach out to her, I'll make sure I put the social media stuff in there. So then that way they can reach out, ask you any questions, contact you, and really start to connect.
Sweet. Thanks so much for having me.
Hey, my pleasure. Good to see you as always, and catch up with you soon. Hey, it's Brendan, and thank you so much for listening to the Growing Entrepreneur Podcast. Look, if you enjoyed this episode and want more content just like this, do me a favor, hit the like and the subscribe button. That way I can create consistent content on a daily basis focused on what's important to you. Also, leave a comment. I'll make sure to get back to it as soon as possible. I will see you on the next episode.